What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 7 of our Hytale Saturday news update series. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the wildlife in Zone 1. So, we're going to be taking a look at different individual wildlife animals that we're going to come across. The first thing we're going to talk about is the grizzly bear. Not only are they animals that are just roaming the world, but they also have their own kind of unique behaviors to each of them. So, grizzly bears are highly territorial and can be found in the forests of Zone 1. They become super defensive when approached, but they will not attack you unless you refuse to get out of their way or directly provoke them. So what that means, if you're just walking around and you see them, they're not going to immediately attack you as long as you kind of back up and get out of their way. But if you don't, if you stay there and act, very offensively and all this different stuff, they will come and attack you. Another way that they'll attack you is if you actually go up there and start attacking them yourself at first, and then they will for sure attack back. And be careful because they do deal a lot of damage. So an angry bear will give chase to any of the intruders, but it will not pursue you beyond the bounds of its territory. So which is kind of cool. So they kind of pick, whether it's the forest or they have a certain area in the forest that they call home. That's their area, and they will not actually pursue you regardless of, if you killed another bear, they will not attack you outside of their zone. So they are very territorial. And that's why you have to be careful as you kind of explore these forests. Be careful of these guys, as they are for sure a force to be reckoned with when you're exploring the forests. So another great thing about the bears, another cool addition that they made to this game, is that they like to sleep a lot. So if you are exploring in the world, in the forest, and you happen to walk past a sleeping bear, then don't worry, he won't wake up. But if you're too loud, if you get too close, he will wake up. Another reason that they sleep is if they're wounded. They will try to, run away, and they'll try to hide themselves. That way they can sleep, and that is actually how they regen their health. So when you come across a sleeping bear, that could be for, a variety of different reasons. It could just be sleeping, or it could be wounded by something, and it's trying to regain that health. But again, do not disturb the sleeping bear, as if you disturb it, it's automatically going to put it into its anger state, and it will pursue you as far out as their home allows them to. So enough about the bears. The next thing that we're going to talk about is frogs. So you can see that there is huge creatures and animals in the game that are really going to impact the gameplay. And then there's also what they call ambient life. So these little guys that don't really do a whole lot for you, but they just kind of make the world feel alive. And that's what we're going to start with frogs. So they're just smaller creatures that provide the world of Orbis with a sense of life and interactivity. So again, they just want to really spruce up the world, make it feel like it's not just empty and dull, but really that there's tons of life, tons of wildlife and stuff. Again, they don't pose a threat in any way, but they do kind of make it more diverse in the ecology a little bit bigger of Zone 1. We will see, as we know, that the game continues to update, and also when the game comes out, if these little ambient life actual they give us drops that we may use in crafting recipes or other stuff like that, or if there's potions in the game. Well, I guess there is potions in the game, so it's going to be very useful. Maybe frog legs or something like that will be a potion for harming or something like that. So we'll see, and we'll just, as the updates and stuff go on and on, we will see. Another few things that we can see is the mushrooms. They look amazing. It kind of looks 3D. There's not just one mushroom that we see in Minecraft. There's multiple. Same with the flowers. Everything just looks so good. So another animal in the ambient life category is the ducks. So ducks can be found paddling in shallow water, and again, they're just another type of ambient creature. This clip shows a few behaviors of them. So one of them is going to be actually paddling around, like you can see this little guy, and he actually looks like he's like quacking. You can see the guy on the right here, he's actually diving in and looks like he's actually trying to find some fish or something to feed on. So there's different animation features that really kind of make these guys come alive and have their own unique characters in the game. So another thing that they put in the game is they wanted to kind of give these little guys some personality, and this goes for all of the wildlife, all of the creatures and stuff and the animals. They've actually been given the behavior to actually turn their heads and look at one another. So as you can see, when this guy is kind of rolling up, they all kind of look up and see him and kind of greet him. So we can kind of is cool as it gives each of these little guys their own personality, and also kind of makes like they're all like cool, they're all family or friends with each other. So another one of these ambient creatures is actually birds. So they've added these as this really kind of makes the world come alive. As you know, you're walking around or hiking throughout the woods, there's always birds kind of chirping everywhere and flying around. And it's really actually cool to see that kind of same thing completely take place inside of this game as well. So let me rewind it. We can watch it one more time. You can just see these guys are just kind of lazily flying around, doing their own little thing. They're all their own unique features and stuff. So a really cool thing about their kind of behaviors within how this kind of the world itself interacts with each other and the different mobs and animals. The Trork sentries, so the guys that have the spears and stuff that can see, they are actually distracted by the passing birds as they're flying by, and they even actually hurl their spears at them. So it's kind of interesting, how this game all kind of interacts, how everything plays together in this vast world. So they've really played on all of the different behaviors and animations and stuff for it to all to blend perfectly and make this amazing, just amazing, really deep atmosphere that we are going to be able to dive in here in just a few short months. Hopefully, as again, the release date is sometime in 2021. Again, we're not sure exactly what month it is. Hopefully, it's closer to the beginning of the year, but if it's not, it is what it is. But in the meantime, we'll just be continuing to create this content for everyone to be able to really get excited for this game and be able to really know and expect what they can get out of this game. Here are more of just a few examples of the different animals that we're going to be able to encounter as we explore in Zone 1. So we can see here we have deer. You can see they have antlers, and they have different moss and flowers on it, which is kind of cool. They have all the fawns and stuff. The does, they have different amazing flowers and stuff that make the world really come alive. Another animal that we're going to see in the game that is kind of part of probably the ambient life is the rats. It would be very interesting as they seem actually pretty big if these are actually hostile to you or if they're just part of the ambient life and trying to make these caves and just the world come alive and not feel so empty. So it's very interesting. Again, I hope just like the frog situation and maybe even the ducks and birds that they're going to be able to drop something that we can use as part of a crafting recipe or potions or something. That way they're not just there, there's actually purpose for them. So it'd be really interesting to see what they do with that. I think there's a lot that they could do, whether it's hide and stuff, and kind of like the rabbit situation in Minecraft where it's you get 2 or 3 rabbit hide, that's 1 leather. So it'd be interesting if they would implement that same thing, or what they'll do with that, or if they'll just keep it kind of just this small little wildlife that just kind of makes the world just come alive. So we'll see on what they do with that. But I think that there's a lot of stuff that they can do and really make it amazing. So the next ambient life thing that you'll see are bats. Now I am really hoping that these guys are actually ambient. I'm just taking a guess as they said all of the smaller wildlife like the ducks, the birds, and the frogs are all kind of considered the ambient life that don't play a too big of a role in the game, just trying to fill the world up. So I'm hoping that these bats don't fall into that category, that as you go throughout the caves maybe they get hostile or different things like that. That'd be kind of a cool feature, really kind of bring some mystery and some really fun exploring, and also just you have to be careful as you're going through these caves, as you never know where a bat is going to be lurking if they're in the shadows and different things. So that'd be kind of cool if they added that. Again, hopefully the same thing with all the other ambient lives. They have different drops and stuff that we can use in the crafting recipes. Another thing is pigeons. Now this one's I'm actually pretty excited about. Now if you know something about pigeons, then there's carrier pigeons and stuff like that, and that people can send actual messages back and forth. And it'd be really cool to see that behavior come to this game. If you're playing on a server with friends and stuff, and whether you are not in a call or what, you can send each other messages through these pigeon birds and stuff. So it'd be really cool to see that just kind of add a different aspect of the game that I've never seen done in Minecraft or in any of its mods or any other game. It would be very interesting to see that, and again that would bring another use for this ambient creature and other stuff like that, and hopefully they might have other drops or other uses as well. But that would be really cool to see. Now the last thing that we're going to see here is the giant spider. So this is really interesting. As you can see here, it is able to climb any surface. Just like the stuff that you see in Minecraft, it will climb, but this one actually has correct animations. It doesn't just continue to always stay straight. You can see as soon as it hits this tree, it actually goes sideways on it and can actually walk up it, which is kind of cool. It can also, walk upside down on these trees and stuff. So it'd be really, really interesting to see how that works. If they're able to, I mean, obviously they're able to explore and go everywhere, so you can't just put up a few blocks. You'll really have to be careful of these guys, as they'll be able to go anywhere. So I'm guessing, just like Minecraft, they're probably only one block. So if you have a one block size window and you don't actually have windows in it, it's just kind of empty space. They'll actually be able to crawl in there. It'll be interesting to see. I'm guessing they do what Minecraft does too, as it looks like they take up 2 blocks. So if you have like a 1x1 block opening with no window or anything, they can't get in. But if you have a 1x2, then they'll definitely be able to get, or 2x1. Yeah, so it'll be very, very cool to see that, and be able to just chase around, and it'll be really interesting to see what their behavior is in the caves, if they are spawn in on the ground, or if they're actually spawn in on the walls and stuff. And as you're kind of exploring in the caves and stuff, looking for all those riches, if they'll actually drop down on the ground or from the ceiling on the ground on you. It'd be kind of cool, just really cool fighting mechanic. I think is you're not always looking up as you're going through these caves. You're looking side to side and watching your step for lava, and all of a sudden these spiders are just going to drop on you. I think that'd be really, really cool to see, and hopefully that's what they do. And if not, maybe the community can speak up when the game comes out, and we can let them know. That would be really, really cool. I'm really, really excited for this game and all the different, animal characteristics and animal behaviors that they have shown us. And again, all this information so far in this video is all from March of 2019. So I can't imagine how much that they've implemented, how much they've changed and updated and added to this game. It's been about 8 months since all this content was given out and posted for us. So they've had 8 months of work and stuff that they've added onto this. So I can't imagine what they've done with all of it. So I'm really, really looking forward to this game, and just be able to really dive into this amazing immersive world that they've created for us, and just be able to see all these different behaviors and characteristics come together in this amazing way. I cannot wait to experience it, and hopefully you guys can't either. That is it for this video, all the content that I wanted to cover. So again, just a quick recap. We just looked at a small glimpse at some of the wildlife that is going to be in Zone 1. There's going to be a whole lot more. That's just a small picture that they had for us in March of 2019. But before we end the video, I just wanted to also, again, remind you guys that we're going to be doing a 24-hour live stream of the game when it first comes out. Whenever that is, sometime in 2021, we're going to be doing a 24-hour live stream. But in the meantime, if you guys want to go and check out my Twitch, it is twitch.tv/Mateo7. We're just going to be hanging out, playing different games until the meantime. Then again, as soon as the game comes out, we're going to be doing a 24-hour live stream. Again, that is twitch.tv/Mateo7. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to hopefully run through the entire game, from adventure to creative to all the mini game side to the modding, maybe even putting together a little video for you guys. So it'll be really, really fun. I can't wait. But again, go and check me out there in the meantime. If you've liked the video, leave a like down below. And also, if you've liked this video and want to follow along our series, hit the subscribe button, as there's going to be new content for you guys every Saturday. We're going to be doing this all the way up until the game releases, and then we're going to be doing actual kind of a little series on the game from there. But real quick, before we officially end the video, we're just going to give a small, quick, sneak peek of what next video is about, and that is building blocks. So this is actually going to be my most anticipated video that I have done yet. I am a builder at heart, and all the different building blocks that I've seen and different building mechanics, I'm really, really excited about. So I cannot wait for next week's video, and hopefully you guys can't either. So until then, see ya!